And there we go. We are rolling. What's going on, guys? Welcome in. Hope you're all doing absolutely fantastic today. So, on today's video, we're going to be checking out something that I've been really wanting to check out for a long time, but truth be told, I've not actually found any spare time to do it because I've been raising a newborn child. So, we're going to be checking out the self-titled EP by a band called Nylist. Well, a solo project called Nylist. So I am rather familiar with Nylist. This is the lead singer of a band that are still going and are still very, very good, called Beyond Deviation. They released a song called Identity Crisis, which I did a reaction video to. I can't remember how long ago it was. Just scroll through go on my video history if you want to find it. Absolutely loved it. The song was just incredible, really, really just kind of horrific, fucked up, kind of down-tempo, deathcore sounding stuff with crazy whistle highs, just really, really high-pitched, like, you know, the kettle is boiling style highs, and a music video that was actually genuinely unsettling, unsettling and fucked up in the best of ways. So, big fan of Beyond Deviation. I went back and listened to all their stuff, but truth be told, all I remember is that I really liked it. I can't pick out individual songs or anything because it was like, 6, maybe 7 months ago. Then Nylist came out, and let me make sure I get this right. He released a song called Suicidal, which was it's pretty brutal. And then he released a song called Out of Hope, which again, pretty fucking savage, seriously savage. It speaks pretty explicitly and about suicide in a completely unrestrained way, which I really, really like, because suicide is very relevant to every human being on planet Earth, as far as I can tell. Even if you don't yourself actually attempt to commit suicide, or even have suicidal thoughts, a friend of yours will either attempt, or so on and so forth, or a friend of a friend or a family member, so on and so forth, will very likely have some kind of a brush with suicide. So it is it's a very distressing, difficult topic, but I'm happy that someone's talking about it, and I think Nylist does an incredibly good job of doing so. And the music is also fucking brutally heavy, really, really unsettling. Those whistle highs, the lows, the production, it's something different, basically. I don't know if deathcore / down tempo with whistle highs is the best way to describe it. We might need to come up for a new genre of music, because it really, unless there's some other bands out there that sound exactly like this, I think it's safe to say that this is actually something quite new. So, without too much more preamble, let's go. This came out about 3 weeks ago. I've somehow resisted the urge to listen to it. Excuse me. So, and what's even better, Emma and all 3 of the children are out of the house, so I can vape, and I've got some time by myself. So. And what better way to celebrate that than to check out this absolutely monster EP, or what I can only presume is going to be a monster EP. Okie dokie. Nylist. This will be an endurance test. Okay, Nylist, self-titled EP. Let's go. so highs. Just when you think it's going to go into a groove, it just changes up. Whoa. The bass in that song was unbelievable. That was chunky. Out of Hope. I've already reacted to this, but I might talk a little bit over this one, but I've got the weirdest goosebumps right now. Quite an amazing achievement that this whole music video is done basically just with his face. It really impressive. It's so much more meaningful and so much more messed up than any slam band could ever achieve. Okay, new song coming up. Let's zero in. How fucking good was that though? Oh my god. Here we go. Everything comes from an unexpected place. Oh my god. That fast section in that last track was fucking phenomenal. All this variety and craziness would mean nothing if it wasn't so well produced, but you can hear every single bit of all this just nastiness. I've heard the song a good like 20, maybe 30 times and I'm still shaking my head. anyone's going to have a conversation about most talented vocalists in deathcore or extreme metal in general, you have to include this guy. You have to include Nylist. There's no doubt about it. The dude can literally do everything. Literally. Those lows, I can feel them in my feet. I can feel it in the floorboards, it's so low. Last track, new one, Existential Dread. Let's go. Oh, that's such a cool sounding voice. Okay. Nylist Self-titled EP. Wow. Fucking wow. That was a lot of things. Let me get a drink. So quite hot in Scotland for once. So where do we begin? Where do we begin? Well, let's start with the vocals. Holy fucking shit! Now, there's quite a lot of guest vocals on this. The last one had Austin Archery of Lorna Shore, Josh Davis of Monasteries, Kyle Williams of Barusa. Don't know how to say that name. Strongly recommend Monasteries, by the way. Absolutely fucking fantastic band. Just while we're here. Anyway, side note. So there was exactly which bits he was doing and which bit was done by other people is sometimes a little bit hard to say, but regardless of that, he is without a doubt, these braids are sweaty, one of the most talented vocalists on the scene right now. The highs, the lows, the mids, the tunnels, the gutturals, everything. This guy can do it all. Absolutely goddamn fantastic vocals. Varied, unique, powerful, all aided by a really, really good production job. Fantastic. The instruments did exactly what they needed to do. It's down tempo. So when it comes to down tempo music, it's not going to be lightning fast. There's not going to be technical sides. There's not going to be any kind of like orchestra, operatic, symphonic shit mixed in there. So the instruments tend to be simple, but that doesn't mean the actual playing of them can be simple. Excuse me. Tends to be simple, but it doesn't have to be boring or predictable, and it was not at all. The drumming, all the little drum fills that popped up here, there, and everywhere, how it never really got into a kind of groove. There was a few parts where I thought it was kind of gonna get into a dv, 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 like a kind of stompy section, but it never did. The snare, that snare, good lord, that snare was really something else. And if you frequent this channel, you know I love a good filthy bass sound, and good lord, there was plenty of filthy bass to go around on that EP. The bass, especially on the first track, Neglected, was pretty goddamn impressive. I said at some point during the video that all of the different sounds that so one thing it does really, really well as well is that is that you'll get a sound in this ear and then the same sound in this one, and it makes it less that the sound is kind of like here when you're listening to the headphones, but it's kind of everywhere. It has this very, very claustrophobic feeling where you've got all the different sounds and all the different sound effects and vocals and everything coming at you from all different angles, not just necessarily left and right. Really, really, really tremendously unsettling stuff. The sound effects or the keys, I'm still not sure what you call them, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Nothing else sounds like that. Nothing that I've heard recently sounds like that. There are plenty of bands out there that create that create a very, very menacing atmosphere by using sound effects. There's plenty of bands out there, but I haven't heard a band that sound like Nylist yet, that sound where you can kind of go, oh, that sounds a bit like Snakefather, that sounds a bit like Gravewalker, that sounds a bit like Monasteries, that sounds a bit like Feast of the Antipat, so on and so forth. All those bands, they all create a really menacing atmosphere. Not with like, violins or beautiful guitars or dissonance. Sorry, those bands all do that, but this guy does it with sound effects, but in a different way from all those other bands. Go and check out all those other bands I just mentioned, by the way. It's unique. I'm sure there is another band or solo project or whatever you want to call it out there that sound like this, but I haven't heard them, and I would really like to. So hit me up in the comments if there is. The lyrical content, I absolutely loved the lyrics in this EP. So it's all about suicide. I don't know if it's his suicidal thoughts. I don't know if it's him talking about someone that was close to him that committed suicide. Though in the track Out of Hope, he does mention he uses the she quite a lot. So I don't know if that's referring to someone that he knows in his life, or maybe it's just a fictional character and he's just using it for the purpose of storytelling. I have absolutely no idea. But when I said that no slam band could make something that's as meaningful and messed up as this, let me clarify what I mean there. A lot of slam is kind of, or like, slam or bands like Infant Annihilator and stuff like that, they're trying to be as shocking as they possibly can be, like, gore grind and porno grind bands as well. They're just literally just trying to be as over the top and terrifying and kind of ghoulish as they possibly can be, which totally works. Sometimes, other times it falls flat and it just comes across as being silly. But they have to use really foul language, and they have to actually describe, chopping people up or like, something to do with that. This dude didn't have to do this. He made it harrowing without ever having to be over the top or obscene. And but he also made it meaningful, and the lyrics in some places they actually rhymed as well, which was quite strange considering because it's hard to pick out choruses and verses in this type of music. It kind of just sounds like one kind of sonic expression, so to speak. But there was a particular line in Out of Hope. Let me see if I can find it here. This video's running long anyway, so we may as well just push the boat out. Before she tied up the rope, before she lost all her hope, her hand was spinning in fucking guilt. And then followed by lots of why me's and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's meaningful without being over the top, but still extremely messed up and difficult to listen to. Outstanding. Absolutely. I thought I could, yeah. Outstanding. Really outstanding. There was many cases during that EP where I got the weirdest feeling. It was goosebumps, but just a different type of goosebumps. It was unsettling, but I also just couldn't look away from it at all. I hope I don't sound hyperbolic when I'm giving this EP all this praise, but I really truly believe that that's something. Not only is it an amazing EP, not only is it, even if you took out the unique vocals and the, unique sound effects, and you just kind of added in standard vocals and standard sound effects, and it was just kind of like, the bare bones, structure of the songs, it would still be really solid, really solid stuff. But if you put all the extra stuff onto it, it makes this truly exceptional. So not only was it a good Downtempo / Deathcore / whatever extreme metal album, not only was it that, but the other stuff that got put on top of it makes this actually stand out. And I think that without a doubt this is gonna hold up as one of the strongest EPs of this year, without a shadow of a doubt. It's in terms of Downtempo, this is top of the food chain stuff. and there was a few fast sections chucked in there as well, which came really, really, out of nowhere and really kept things fresh. So there's a thing going on with deathcore right now, or a thing that I've noticed with deathcore, where a lot of bands seem to be getting away from having sometimes 5 or 6 grooves / breakdowns in their songs, and a couple of fast sections that more or less feel like it's breakdown, fast section to keep it interesting, breakdown, fast section, breakdown, so on and so forth. Maybe with a little bit of guitar, nice, kind of harmonic scale guitar work, whatever. Not a musician. Which is totally cool, but this type of shit, this flips it on its head. This goes for lots of breakdowns, lots of, you can't really call them grooves, lots of slowness, lots of space in between all the instruments and lyrics and all that type of stuff. Everything sounding quite vast and, I guess, spacious would be the best way to put it. And then a couple of fast sections just to keep you on your keep you on your toes. Incredible stuff. Really, really incredible stuff. Yeah. I don't think I need to say anything more. Super, super impressed. Awesome work, Nylist. Fantastic stuff. Really, 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 truly good and standout and unique and everything else. Very impressed. Enjoyed every single second of that. Enjoyed, maybe using the term loosely, just because of how harrowing the whole thing was. But let me say, I couldn't look away from it. Let me put it like that. It was an enjoyable experience, in inverted commas. Cannot recommend enough. So, as per usual, links to all of Nylist's social media accounts: Facebook, Spotify, Twitter, Bandcamp, Instagram, whatever the fuck else. Please remember to go down after you finish watching the video, click on all the links, like, share, subscribe. I was going to say play it to your mum, play it to your kids, play it to your dog. Maybe don't, because of how messed up it is. But share it, leave a comment, subscribe, buy some merchandise, possibly order a physical copy of it, buy the vinyl if there's vinyl, buy the cassette tape if there's a cassette tape. I fucking love it when bands do cassette tapes, by the way. And do whatever you can to support, because the only complaint that I have about this EP is that it only has, right now at the time of recording, 860 views, and it was released on the 2nd of July, and we're now on the 24th of July. That is unacceptable. It is unacceptable that such a fantastic EP has under 1,000 views. That deserves, I'm not going to put a number on it, but it definitely deserves in the thousands. I would say in the tens of thousands, to be perfectly honest. So let's all do our best to share it and like it and listen to it a bunch of times, and let's at least get it to 1,000. But let's see if we can get it to 5,000, 600, 700. Let's do what we can, okay? Anytime you want to listen to it, let's get those views up. Listen to it 5 times a day. Listen to it here. Listen to it on Spotify. Listen to it on Apple Music, wherever it is. Because under 1,000 views is criminal for something that compelling and that awesome. So, one more time, Nylist Self-titled EP, absolutely tremendous stuff. Enjoyed every single second of that. Thank you for joining me. This has been one of the longest videos I've done for a while. Really appreciate it, guys. Absolute pleasure as always, and I will catch you all on the next one. Later.